Oh boy, things are starting to heat up when it comes to Jameson Williams trade rumors. Now, we've been talking a lot about this. You know what's crazy is when I make a Jameson Williams video, he's been on our team for 3 seasons now. He's heading into year 4. Those first couple of years, man, everything that I dropped about Jameson Williams was a hit. Now, things are starting to fizzle out or balance out when it comes to Jameson Williams. But there's been some talk, rumors, and such about him potentially being traded to a different team, and that trade could come during the NFL draft. So I'm going to say right now, I think it doesn't make sense, and it does at the same time. We'll talk about that a little later. But is Jameson Williams feeling some type of way? It is very possible that he is. I'm going to show you something. This is courtesy of ML Football, and shout out to everybody that was tagging me and sending me these messages today. This is coming from Jameson Williams' Instagram account. It says loyalty before any and everything. Stay sucker free. 100. And then he says, stop the no sucker. I guess that's what that's supposed to be. So that is something that he put on Instagram a couple of hours ago, or probably in the middle of the night, the late night, early morning hours. Now, in this world that we live in, 2 things that are for certain. 1, trust nobody when it comes to your voice being recorded. And 2, everything that you do is under a microscope, especially if you are a star or celebrity and you play for one team. It is part of what runs this media business, fortunately and unfortunately. But you got that along with the trade rumors that have been coming out, and also the fact that the Detroit Lions have not picked up Jameson Williams' 5th-year option. Now, to kind of retort to that, there's not been, I would say, maybe a third to a quarter to maybe not even a half yet of the 2022 first-round draft picks have not been picked up, including our dude Aiden Hutchinson. Now, I know what the holdup is for Aiden Hutchinson. We're trying to probably work out that contract and just go ahead and do that. But why this thing? I believe there is some validity to it. We talked about Albert Breer saying that in some circles, they feel like the Detroit Lions could trade Jameson Williams. So then you couple that with the fact that Kirby Joseph is heading into year 4, which is the final year of his rookie deal. He is going to require a monster deal. So priority number 1 is Aiden Hutchinson. Priority number 2 is Kirby Joseph. Jameson Williams may just be the odd man out. Now, what does that mean? Why could they trade Jameson Williams? Why would it make sense? It would make sense because you could get some decent capital for J-Mo and be able to do something with that. Now, we would be down a wide receiver. That is 100%. So we would have to probably take a wide receiver. But I think that all of Jameson Williams, and this is just speculation here, we don't know if this is actually going to be true, but there's a saying, the rent is always due. The bill always comes due. Jameson Williams, and I'm not trying to pick on a young man, but you take his first 3 years, okay? Suspension, he was hurt year 1, suspension year 2, suspension year 3. Charges that he got acquitted for, there was no leftover residue from that situation. You look at the situation, it always comes due, right? So he didn't even reach the playtime 5th-year option bonus, okay? So if you look at the grand scheme of things, in addition to that, Jameson Williams, 22 years old, 22, I think he's 22, 23, one of those, right? And his value is probably going to be higher this year when it comes to a team trading for him. Here's what I mean. If they trade for him now, they still got him on year 4 of his rookie deal. He's only going to make a couple $1 million. Then the next team can decide whether or not they're going to just honor the 5th-year option or if they are going to extend him, right? Now, if you wait till next year and you pick up his 5th-year option, you wait till next year and you try to trade him, then you're going to take a hit probably with the fact that the new team's going to have to pay more. Now, on the flip side of that, if Jameson Williams balls out of control and he gets 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns, he's just killing the game, leading the league in average per catch, then his value would go up, right? So it's a game that the Detroit Lions have to play. Now, this could even if the Detroit Lions pick up his 5th-year option, that does not mean that they're not thinking about trading him. So it will all determine. I think it's all going to come based on what happens in the NFL draft. Now, I did see something from SI on Lions from those guys, Christian Boer, John Macarone, and they've got 5 teams that could trade for Jameson Williams. Trust me, there is some validity to these whispers. It happens all the time. There is some validity to these whispers, all right? So coming from SI.com, the first team that could trade for Jameson Williams is the Dallas Cowboys. Don't forget, we traded to get Terrion Arnold with them last year. Dallas Cowboys, that would make me sick, really, to see J-Mo in a Cowboy jersey. That would be something. And we played the Dallas Cowboys this year, so that would be crazy. The next team on the list is the Houston Texans. If he was to go over there, that would be ridiculous. I mean, they did lose Stephon Diggs, but to gain Jameson Williams, they would be a real threat in the AFC. The next team on the list is the Los Angeles Chargers. I think any one of these teams would kind of be exciting and sickening at the same time, but that would be something to be intriguing out there with Matthew Stafford. The Seattle Seahawks, that would be something to see right there, playing outside, the 12-man, that would be something. And last is the Arizona Cardinals. If they were interested in trading, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jameson Williams on the other side. That would be crazy. So will the Detroit Lions trade Jameson Williams? I'm going to say right now, I don't know. To me, it could go either way. It really depends. There is a reason, though, that they have not picked up this 5th-year option. And for everything that we discussed earlier, the bill is going to always come due. Brad Holmes said as much at the press conference in the league meeting. Like, some guys are coming up that we're going to have to pay. So we have avoided overpaying in free agency. But because Brad Holmes has drafted so well, particularly in the early rounds 1, 2, and 3, I mean, and you go to St. Brown, he's the only one past the 3rd round, really, that is required a hefty payday. But you include Jared Goff's contract. Brian Branch is coming up. You've got Jahmyr Gibbs that he's going into year 3. So next year, we're going to be having these conversations about Jahmyr Gibbs. And I think that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be one of the highest paid running backs. I think he's going to be the highest paid running back in the National Football League. So the bill always comes due. And if you have to be honest with yourself, if you take off the rose blue Kool-Aid glasses, then it kind of is a point to this. There is a point. J-Mo is a weapon. There's no doubt about it. You cannot match speed. You cannot teach speed. But it's the things beyond that could be a reason that the Detroit Lions could trade Jameson Williams. Again, like I said, hasn't really done up until year 3, didn't do a ton. And in year 3, he showed out for sure. It also could be maybe an extension situation. Well, or maybe, and this is all speculation, I have no source, no proof, but maybe it could be some things being said about the contract. I don't know if I see Jameson Williams being that type of dude, but one thing is for certain. He was hurt year 1, he was suspended year 2, he was suspended year 3, and he was in trouble year 3 as well. If you look at all of that, and you put that in the fact of the people the Detroit Lions stay away from, okay? All right, so let's go back and let's say that these things happened to Jameson Williams in his collegiate career. Would the Detroit Lions have traded up to get him and drafted him? Something you got to ask. Sometimes you got to have the tough questions and the tough conversations, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think that there's any validity to the Jameson Williams trade rumors? I believe so. And even if the Detroit Lions were to pick up his 5th-year option, I still believe it because that's nothing. You pick up his 5th-year option, that just means that the team that trades for him will have his 5th-year option as well. Don't forget, Jeff Okudah was traded, I want to say, heading into year 4 as well. And that team that he was traded to did not pick up his 5th-year option. And now he's like on his 3rd or 4th team. So Jameson Williams, I buy it 100%. I think that we're going to see it during the NFL draft, and either 3 things are going to happen. 1, he'll stay put. 2, he's traded, and then they pick up his 5th-year option after the trade. Or 3, we pick up his 5th-year option before the trade and trade him anyway. I'm just saying. And don't forget, 2 years ago, Brad Holmes traded away DeAndre Swift after drafting Jahmyr Gibbs. So I think it is all depending on what the Detroit Lions plan to do in the NFL draft. If they're going to take a wide receiver, and that wide receiver is early. Don't forget, they brought in a wide receiver projected first-round pick with a top 30 visit. What do you think you could get for Jameson Williams? I don't think you can get a first. I think you can get 2 picks. I think if the Detroit Lions trade away Jameson Williams, I don't think it's for a first simply because of his history off the field and before you even, start playing football. I think you could get at least 2 picks for Jameson Williams, maybe a second and a third, maybe a second and something. But I think you can get at least 2 picks for Jameson Williams. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We will be on every day for the NFL draft. Right now, slated to be on day 1 with Spirit of Detroit podcast. We're going to be going live at 7. We have a Boots on the Ground subscriber that is going to Green Bay and has donated his services. He's going to call in, give us some boots on the ground perspective. And I'm looking forward to spending the next 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with you for now the 3rd consecutive year, 22, 23, 24, 25, the 4th consecutive year on Lions Syndicate for the draft. My merchandise is on the way. It is in Philadelphia right now. Not sure I'll get it Wednesday, but I will have it for certain by the NFL draft. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I know it's kind of a redundant saying, but I mean every word, man. Take care of yourself and each other. Go Lions.